Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Recently, everybody certainly heard about the problems and disputes of Johnny Depp and his former wife Amber Heard in their trial. These problems that began when she accused him of repeatedly beating her and announced that he was abusing her, which led to the problem becoming a public opinion issue, especially after Amber's article calling Johnny Depp a wife beater. After many years has passed, the day has come for us to see a fair trial between the two, and to hear the testimony of each, to know the truth. The trial began by Johnny Depp filing a defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife Amber Heard because of her claim in an article that she had been subjected to domestic violence because of him, which made Amber Heard file an opposition lawsuit against him for a sum of $100 million. The trial moved forward with the summoning of Elon Musk, James Franco, and others, but they refused to be part of this fight, especially with James Franco facing his own problems and accusations in the recent times in courts. The first session contained some interesting talk, such as some witnesses claiming that Johnny Depp acted violently, while some said that Amber Heard's defamation of Johnny has a false pattern, and that her attempt is just to win everyone's sympathy. And with Laurel Anderson's psychological treatment of both of them, he said that they were involved in mutual abuse. He also said that Amber was aggressive when she felt disrespected, and assaulted Johnny Depp while Johnny leaned towards verbal abuse, not physical. And in the days following the ongoing trial, Amber Heard mentioned that Johnny was very jealous of the actor James Franco, and accused her of cheating with him, only to find out that this was true after publishing a video of James Franco and Amber Heard in an elevator, going up to Johnny Depp's apartment while he was traveling abroad. Amber said that Johnny Depp once slapped her in the face because she laughed at one of his tattoos on his body, which was an old tattoo saying the name of Johnny Depp's former girlfriend, Winona Ryder. But after they broke up, he changed it to Wino, and on that account, Johnny also has a tattoo of Amber's nickname, Slim, saying that it was her idea to have it, but when they broke up he changed it to Scum. Johnny also defended himself and said that Amber had abused him psychologically and physically, and hit him at one time with a glass that led to cutting one of his fingers, but he refused before to tell that she was the one who did it, for the fear of her getting into trouble.
Oh, you're drinking again, the monster and all that. So she walked up to me and reached and grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just kind of stood back and then hurled it at me, and it just went right past my head and smashed behind me.
He said he has never had a woman before, and insists that Amber Heard's words are untrue, and that domestic violence from his mother and wife has destroyed his career forever. He suffered physical and verbal abuse from his mother growing up, which was confirmed by his sister while she was testifying in court.
I saw a repeat happening in life when we were kids, and arguments and fighting would start to happen. Our first thing was to go and hide and get away from it. And since I recognized what felt to be a pattern that was a repeat pattern from his childhood, I wanted to make sure that there was a place that he could do just that.
Amber Heard also claims that Johnny gave her some bruises that disfigured her face for a while, especially her nose, and that he hit her with a mobile phone in the face, which led to her calling the police for domestic violence. But the responding officers, especially one female officer, denied this and said that they didn't see any signs of bruising or cuts on Amber's face or any damaged property.
I don't know if she called twice or whoever called, but we just got another notification. So
It must have been a mistake.
we just knew they'd come in to make sure that everybody's okay.
Yeah,
They're all good. Nobody else is in here.
No.
Okay.
The other officers came by and checked the apartment and the other apartment as well.
Yeah. Okay.
It must have been like a double call.
Okay. Who's Amber? You? Okay. And Johnny
Is definitely not here.
is not here. Okay.
Left probably like 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Everything's all good then.
Now it's good.
All right.
And with the case spanning for weeks and weeks with a lot of witnesses, testifying, some in a funny manner, and some getting emotional, and some weird witnesses and behaviors as well. And with a lot of evidence revealing the true nature of that toxic relationship, a recording which Amber Heard tells Johnny Depp in it that if he went to court and revealed publicly that he was a victim of domestic abuse, no one will believe him, because he is white and he's a male, and someone with great influence in the fan base.
It's not crazy between us. I really did think I was going to lose my life, and I thought you would do it on accident. And I told you that. I said, oh my god, I thought the first time.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a mineral can of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim of domestic violence, and
Yes.
I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't matter if it's fair fight my ass.
Exactly. Because you're...
Johnny Depp's defense team also tried to summon his former girlfriend, model Kate Moss, to defend him by testifying about a claim made by Amber and her team that Johnny once pushed his former girlfriend Kate Moss down some stairs, hurting her while being angry and under the influence, and by saying that Amber was trying to justify hitting or punching Johnny in the face with the claim that she was defending her sister in one of their fights.
And I just see my little sister with her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait for any other, I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. In all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow.
And on a side note, Amber's sister lived for free in one of Johnny Depp's apartments for the length of Johnny's relationship with her sister Amber. And indeed, Kate accepted and testified in court, denying the claims and saying that Johnny was never violent with her, and that he never hurt her or pushed her down any stairs, but quite the contrary, and that what happened was that she slipped down some stairs under rain while on vacation with Johnny and hurt her back, while Johnny ran back to help her and seek medical attention, taking good care of her, which led to conflict with Amber's testimony, putting Amber Heard at risk of lying under oath or perjury.
What, if anything, happened when you were in Jamaica with Mr. Depp?
We were leaving the room, and Johnny left the room before I did, and there had been a rainstorm, and as I left the room, I slid down the stairs, and I hurt my back.
How did you...
And
I apologize, Ms. Moss. Please continue.
And I screamed because I was because I didn't know what had happened to me, and I was in pain, and he came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me medical attention.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
And when Johnny Depp was asked in court about his opinion of Amber Heard's testimony, he said that it was barbaric, ridiculous, insulting, painful, horrible, and all wrong. And after a long period of the trial, The Mission NGO, organization that supports abused women and children in the world, declared its support for Johnny Depp in his case against Amber Heard, which was a boost in the right direction for Johnny Depp. While Amber Heard stated in court that she was being threatened, humiliated and harassed, and that all she wanted was to have her voice heard and to tell everyone the truth. She also stated that the campaign of harassment launched by Johnny Depp made her live in fear and humiliation because of the alleged death threats that she received, and she said that all she wanted was to live peacefully.
This is horrible. This is painful. And this is humiliating for any human being to go through. I receive hundreds of death threats regularly.
And in the last stages of the trial came an important witness, which is the former employee of TMZ, confirming that TMZ did exclusively receive the video of Johnny Depp hitting some cabinets and smashing some glasses in an angry manner, being recorded by Amber. Also revealing that the original video was longer, with Amber appearing to be smiling and laughing that she got this reaction that she wanted from Johnny to build her case.
This morning, you know that?
Were you in here?
No.
So then nothing happened to you this morning?
Yeah, you're right. I just woke up and you were so sweet and nice. We were not even fighting this morning. All I did was say sorry.
Did something happen to you this morning? I don't think so. Are you crazy?
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going? You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really? Really?
While the witness was being accused by Amber's team that he just wants his 15 minutes of fame.
I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
While Camila Vasquez, which is part of Johnny's legal team in this case, that made lots of headlines for her wits, professionalism and compassion, especially in the way she behaves in court with Johnny Depp, in a kind way, that led to some rumors about them being in a relationship.
The people want to know, are you dating Johnny Depp?
And in Camila's closing argument, she said that Amber Heard spat on Johnny Depp's face, slapped and punched him, and told him, "F you, you're a fat old man and you're going to die fat," and that this was just a part of the verbal abuse that he had to withstand.
That I had just had a meeting with Dior, and that they were interested in him. Her reaction to that was she was in disbelief and sort of disgust because she said, Dior, why would Dior want to do business with you? They're about class and they're about style, and you don't have style. So it was the insulting kind of taking away that one moment, that insult is there. I've seen the insults multiple times, actually.
What, if anything, did you hear Ms. Heard say about Mr. Depp's physical appearance?
She called him an old fat man.
How did he respond?
I believe he's heard her call him that himself.
Camille also mentioned that Amber Heard loves to attract attention, and that's why she was afraid of leaving Johnny Depp, and said that she had 3 or 4 different personalities inside of her, which made her violently abuse Johnny Depp and deal with him brutally, verbally and physically. Ending her speech with the sentence that it was time to punish Amber Heard for her lies.
Name. Even more than that, what is at stake at this trial is a man's life. The life that he lost when he was accused of a heinous crime, and the life he could live when he is finally vindicated. The evidence presented at this trial has shown that Ms. Heard is in fact the abuser, and Mr. Depp the abused. One of those promises we made was that you would come to understand who Ms. Heard is. That she is a deeply troubled person, violently afraid of abandonment, desperate for attention and approval. And in her relationship with Mr. Depp, she was violent She was abusive, and she was cruel. Take a minute to really think about what you just heard there. Quote, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched."
And in the last days of the trial, gaining a lot of media attention and a lot of social media support for Johnny Depp especially, showcasing all the details of the case and the in-court events, waiting for the verdicts that got postponed for days for the multiple jury members to make a unanimous decision. But Johnny Depp did not attend the last days of this trial because he was busy in London, appearing in a surprising fashion in one of the biggest musical concerts, singing and playing the guitar in front of thousands of fans, while Amber Heard attended to court to hear the verdict. And Amber Heard's defense took advantage of Johnny Depp's absence, telling the judge that Amber's presence showed her priorities while Johnny was hanging out in London. And in the end, the verdict came in favor of Johnny, with Amber Heard being charged with defaming Johnny Depp and ordered to pay Johnny Depp $15 million in damages, while also Johnny Depp will pay $2 million in a countersuit made by Amber because one of Johnny's lawyers called her claims a hoax in a news article which defamed her. Also with claims that Amber Heard will try to appeal to the court to try to reduce the $15 million in damages. Johnny Depp also stated after his victory against Amber Heard that the jury had restored his life to him and that he felt that he was at peace and that the truth did not die. And with that comes the end of a long trail of trials spanning since the end of their relationship in 2016 or even before that and until this day, and may continue forward even more with more appeals and suits. But what really matters in the end is that both sides were proven to not being angels and that each side did their share of abuse while being in a toxic environment and in a toxic relationship, with a verdict giving hope to Johnny's career and millions of fans restoring their trust in him and supporting lots of other males around the globe suffering from domestic abuse but not being believed or being taken lightly for just being males. While on the other hand, Amber's career will suffer after the truth has emerged of her lying and true abuse to Johnny, while also causing a negative effect on the stories of millions of affected females around the globe, suffering from real domestic abuse, but being shamed and accused of lying. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and leave a comment with your opinions about the case and the video, especially with this new series of videos coming forward, discussing important cases and a full recap of the events. Thank you and see you in the next one.